Honorable Vice President, Lieutenant General Nirbhaya Sharma, Governor of Mizoram, distinguished panelists and guests, ladies and gentlemen. The Institute is deeply honored to have in our midst Honorable Vice President Shri Muhammad Hamid Ansari to deliver the keynote address on ideology, politics and new security challenges in West Asia. We are especially privileged to welcome you here, sir, not as the holder of high office, but as a practitioner, scholar, and statesman who has shaped Indian policies and perspectives towards West Asia over several decades. He has had a diplomatic career unlike most members of the diplomatic service. He has served as ambassador both in Iran and Saudi Arabia, as also in Afghanistan, and as our permanent representative to the United Nations in New York. Studying developments in West Asia and North Africa has always been part of the Institute's research agenda. Twice before, in 2006 and 2013, its flagship Asian Security Conference focused on the implications of the changing security dynamics in West Asia. In 2013, the conference highlighted how India's economic and energy security is tied to the region and how the consequences of regional instability reaches into our domestic polity, much in the same way that it does for the rest of the world. It also underscored the need for a regular track 2 dialogue between Indian and regional experts. As a result, the Institute organized a further dialogue in the very following year in 2014 on geopolitical shifts in West Asia, trends and implications. The success of the 2014 event in turn convinced the Institute of the need for a regular biannual conference devoted to the West Asian region as a standalone event distinct from the Asian Security Conference. We are heartened by the participation of 22 eminent experts in the present conference from West Asia, North Africa, the Gulf states, China, Europe, Japan, Korea, Russia, and the United States. The main objective of this conference is to critically analyze geostrategic trends in West Asia, including the spread of extremism, sectarianism, and terrorism, the role of non-state actors, and the intervention by regional and extra-regional players. We hope our discussions will help identify trends and drivers which might shape the region's future, the emerging security challenges, and ways to confront them. We hope also to explore the possibilities of associating Asian countries in studying and responding to the evolving dynamics and architecture of the region. The dislocation of the regional balance brought about by external intervention in Iraq, as our sister from the United Arab Emirates reminded us a few moments ago, have unraveled stability both within Iraq and in its contiguity. Thereafter, the dismantling of the Libyan state structure has had its impact across the Sahara and the Sahel, has affected Maghreb and Mashriq, and breaching what Ambassador Abhyankar described as the cordon sanitaire created by Europe to protect its shores from instability in West Asia. It has enabled also the epicenter of terrorism to move westward from the Afghanistan-Pakistan region and created a vortex of destruction in the Levant, engulfing Syria and Iraq. Whether or not the regional countries succeed in checking first and then eliminating the terrorist threat in the long term, even as terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda and Daesh begin to fragment under military pressures and de-radicalization efforts, it has created the potential for something the international community has ducked so far in its discussions, the danger of the borders of the affected states that could be redrawn, as happened with former Soviet Union and Yugoslavia in the early 1990s. The ongoing divergence between the Libyan parliament in Tobruk and the General National Congress in Tripoli over the last 48 hours demonstrates the dangers of possible fragmentation of states. Even if there is greater measure of consensus about the manner of resolving regional issues and conflicts, and more clarity about the future regional roadmap, some measure of regional instability might well stay with us in the foreseeable future, given the combustible mix of ideology, politics, and security, which is the main theme of the conference. May I, on that note, sir, invite you to deliver your keynote address.